Hey everyone, and welcome back to Elden Ring. In this episode, we are going to tackle the Earthbore cave, which I can't remember if I mentioned the name of it, but when we rest, we can see that that is what it's called. So we just leveled up, put the extra point into mine so that we can now use the Banished Knight Ingval as our Spirit Ash summon. So let's go ahead and start going through here. But first I'm going to equip the torch, as long as it doesn't put me in a heavy, which it does not. And that was the other thing I meant to do. I wanted to read the description of the hand ballista. So this one is let's see here, it's an unconventional ballistic device modeled on a weapon used to besiege castles, only capable of firing great bolts. Perfect for reckless acts such as storming a castle or facing an entire army alone. And then it has the skill kick. And then we have the ballista bolt, which is a great bolt as large as a spear for use with the hand ballista. Alright, so let's go ahead and go through here. And we're pretty much just going to use the twin blade in the right hand and the torch in the left hand because it is very dark. I also want to point out that you can see the ground is very cracked there. If you walk on it, you will fall. So I'm going to come around this way and open the chest and get ourselves a pickled turtleneck and some cave moss. And so yeah, if you drop down there, it takes you pretty close to the boss arena or the entrance to it, so you'll miss out on some runes fighting some rats in here. Alright, so we can summon. I don't think there's really a need to summon quite yet. We'll wait until we get to the boss. Pretty much the only enemies in this cave are going to be the rats, and there's not a huge number of them. Golden Rune 1. However, as we're going through, you will find that there is one very huge rat, and it is in here. So you can kind of see it right there on the right. So if you want, you can switch to your magic and get the little ones from a distance. And that's the big one. I'll just lock onto him and miss. Ooh, I was trying to do the bloody slash, but I forgot that the torch has the flame attack, or torch attack. It did not go quite as well as I thought it might, but that's alright. And it dropped a Golden Rune 3. Wow. So the big rat can drop those. The little rats, they have a couple of items that they can drop. One of them is called a Rune Arc, which we're going to come across a lot of those throughout the game. And they can also drop the Golden Rune 1. But I have not actually seen the large one drop that Rune 3, which is really cool. Alright, there are a couple more rats here. And I think that's all of them. Okay, so we got some kukri and a glowstone. Alright, so I don't think there was any new items. Well, I guess did we never read the pickled one? Turtleneck meat pickled in a bitter medicinal solution. Temporarily boosts stamina recovery. The nutrients churn through the body, practically boiling out endless power. Cool. Yeah, I thought that I had already read that one, but apparently I didn't. So what I want to do now is use my flask so that I have a full tank of FP for the boss fight. And this one is kind of a unique cave because there is not a golden boss fog door. So as we come down this tunnel, this room is the boss arena. So what I'm going to do is switch to being two-handed, and our fight is now going to be against a rune bear. And it is asleep, so you can use sleep pots to put it back to sleep and get off a few hits, but I don't really find that to be very effective. So basically just try to stay as close to it as you can, try to dodge the attacks when you can, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and summon. Why is that not working? FP cost is 100, and I have 100 FP out of 100. Oh, I think it's because I'm not quite close enough. Oh, yeah, it's because the little icon is not up on the left-hand side yet. So, there we go. It wakes up. So let's go ahead and summon him and see how useful he is. But using the Twin Blade two-handed is going to be a much better idea because we can get in more attacks, do some bleed. Make sure you watch your health. But again, his attacks are very, very quick. I'm not really sure if this Banished Knight is doing much damage. Oh, we got that. Okay. Come up here, did a critical. Oh, that did a decent amount. Oh, yes. Got it on the first try. That was good. So, Banished Knight Engvall didn't do a ton of damage, but it looks like he is quite the tank. I don't think that he took any damage at all. Awesome. Alright, and from beating the Rune Bear, we got a Spelldrake Talisman. So this one is the same description as the others, but this one boosts our magic damage negation. So that's good. Another option in here, if you're struggling, you can always put on the Dragon Crest Shield Talisman and boost your physical damage negation, so that could help. But also having the stamina regeneration is really good, because then you can do more attacks and like build up a status effect more quickly. So another Trina's Lily and some Smoldering Butterflies, and that's it for the Earthbore Cave. That went a lot better than I expected. When I practiced, I think it took me 5 or 6 tries to beat him. Similar stats. I think that I was using the Uchigatana for that fight. So use what you're comfortable with. I also tried using a lot of magic, and that didn't really go over too well. So I'm going to go ahead and rest, and then we're going to go up. I'll show you on the map, show you what we're going to do for the rest of this episode. We may end up doing more just because of how well that went. So we're going to come up here and kind of clear out this forest area. And yeah, so we're going to clear out the forest area, come over here, clear out these ruins. There's another boss fight that we're going to do. And then depending on how long that takes, we're going to come up here and clear out this. It's a lot of open space, but there's some really good stuff in this village. So we'll see how far we can get, but let's go ahead and clear the forest first since we're already down here. And we'll switch back to using our magic and Twin Blade. And there's quite a few demi-humans out here in this forest. We've got an item with nothing around, but there is going to be an ambush somewhere. I thought that was the ambush there. Maybe not. They'll ambush us at some point. They just kind of pop out of the ground. Or not. And they're not the demi-humans, those are misbegotten. One down. I'm pretty sure there are some demi-humans out in this forest too, though. I know that for sure there are over in the ruins. And over here we have another one of those little candelabra things. If you do activate it, it'll slowly walk through this whole area and then take you back over to the Earthbore cave. So if you want to do that, you can. It doesn't really gain you anything other than just a slow walk through that forested area. Got a few tarnished golden sunflowers. Here's some of the Demi-Humans. Back off, man. Good stuff. Some glowstones. We'll look at the map and make sure that we clear everything. So from here, I'm probably just gonna get attacked. I think I've mentioned that before. If you're in your map and you get attacked or ambushed, it will pop you out of the map and you can't go back into the map while you are in combat. So that's what happened there. But anyway, what I was going to say is I'm just going to go kind of in a straight line down to here, and then I'm going to come over this way, and then we'll come over to the ruin. So we'll just kind of make a big triangle around. So using those markers or beacons is a really good way to make sure that you cover all of the area that you're wanting to do. Is this where the ambush is? No, just a little bit of a waste of time. All right, let's come back up here. And I don't remember this. Okay. He. Gotcha. Glintstone Arc. That was cool. I don't think there was any items over there. And up here, there's really not anything. But again, always worth checking and fun to explore and climb and see new things. So down here, there is another cave. We are going to get to that one eventually. So, but for now, we're just going to stay up here in this northern section of this forest. A couple more items on the ground over here. This might be the ambush that I was thinking of. Yeah. So we got a couple new items that we'll take a look at. Trying to sneak up on me? I don't think so. Get over here. Yeah, so that was a good example of using the glintstone arc against one enemy. He tried to jump off to the side, but the edge of the spell still caught him. So arc can be used for more than just larger groups of enemies. Alright, let's take a look at these real quick. The gold-tinged excrement we'd already picked up, and string we already picked up. I'm not sure why it pops up with the box every once in a while, even though it's an item that we've already gotten. So, alright, and there is another spirit spring here that will take us up to this section, which again, we will do that later. But for now, let's jump here and see if there's anything up top. There's an owl. Whoops. Seems like those are almost a guaranteed drop of the slumbering egg. So maybe it is worth taking those down if you're wanting to get more of the eggs. Okay, so don't go too far this way. That's another area that we're going to go up and explore later. So here I am telling you what to do, but explore up there if you want to. But for the purposes of my playthrough, I am going to explore the ruins first. And I don't think that we've seen the little title card name of it. We should be getting that very soon. Pick it up? I did. Okay, and over in think it's just to the left of where we are. Yeah, right here. There's another one of these boxed in areas similar to where we got the twin blade in the dragon burnt ruins. So come on down here, open the door, and we're going to get another item. This one's actually really cool looking. I'm not sure how useful it is, but it looks really cool. It's the Shield of the Guilty. And it is a small shield, and it has shield bash. So instead of parry, it has the shield bash, and it causes blood loss buildup. A shield made to venerate a maiden whose eyes were crushed by briars of sin before being reborn in those lands, or in these lands. Venerating the repose of the soul, this shield boosts focus. The briars can be used to attack foes. And then shield bash, you brace behind the shield before using body weight to ram foes while maintaining a guarding stance. Weaker enemies will be shoved backwards and can even be staggered. So when you hit enemies with the shield, or if they hit you and you're blocking, it's going to cause bleed buildup. So I guess it could be fairly useful. But it looks really cool too. Alright, and then we'll need Torrent to get out of here. I'm just going to go ahead and top off. There we go. And we want to head up towards number 3, so we're going to head north. And this big broken down cathedral is where we want to go into. Got some arteria leaf. Did I miss one? No, I think I got all of them. Alright. We are now going to fight against a large Demi-Human and a bunch of little Demi-Humans. So be prepared. You might as well summon and get some extra help in here. And be very careful because this large one can cast spells, and she can also hit with the staff that she has. So be careful. And bleed works really well. Alright, so now they should cower in fear because we have defeated their leader. But we might as well just take them down so that we can get some more runes. Okay, thanks for your help. And we will send Ingval away. And we got a new staff and a new spell. So let's take a look at those. We've got, let's look at the staff first. The Demi-Human Queen's Staff. It is a glintstone staff. It can also be used as a strike weapon. It has sorcery scaling of 123. So if you look under the attack power, underneath critical, that's the number you want to look at for your casting type weapons. So the higher the number there, the better off the damage is going to be. So this is a glintstone staff styled as a scepter, a gift once given to the demi-humans to foster peace. It can be wielded even by those of low intelligence, sneered at by fools in the academy, and it has no skill equipped to it. And then we also got Crystal Burst, which is one of the glintstone sorceries of the Academy of Rea Lucaria. Fires a burst of glintstone crystal shards. This sorcery can be cast repeatedly and while in motion. Charging increases potency. A sorcery of the Crystal Cadre, a group of sorcerers who pursued the wisdom of stone. The secrets locked in the faint cogitation of the Crystallians. And we will be running into Crystallians later. That's a really neat description. And let's take a look at our equipment and compare the two. So if we look at the sorcery scaling, the astrologer's staff is at a +2 and its scaling is at 118, and this is at a 123. And the scaling is it's not quite as good, maybe because it's leveled up. So the more intelligence we have, the better the astrologer staff does. But let's go ahead and just switch over to the demi-human staff because it's pretty much better all around. and it is pretty cool looking. Awesome. Okay, so let's go up this way to get an item. We'll clear these out. This is going really well. And then the next thing we're going to do is ride over this way. We're going to pick up a site of grace over by this little lake. And then we're going to work our way back around and up to this village. And we should be able to get all of that cleared before the end of this episode. Right, so we want to head north. And we don't need to really worry about going up all the way. There's some Miranda flowers up there, but these three grouped up are the ones that we want to take care of, because we want the item that's in that little bowl. So this one is going to be a Faith Knot crystal tier. So another one that we can use in our Flask of Wondrous Physic. Let's take a look. This is going to temporarily boost faith in the mixed physic. A crystal tear formed slowly over the ages, where the Erd Tree's bounty falls to the ground, can be mixed in the Flask of Wondrous Physic. The resulting concoction temporarily boosts one's faith. I believe that it increases your faith by 5 points. I will look that up and put a note across the bottom here just to confirm that. So it is still temporary, but if you have maybe not a weapon that you want to use, but if you have a spell that you need a few extra points to use in a pinch, then one of those tiers could be useful. I personally have never really used those type. There is one thing way later in the game, depending on the type of character that you play, that might be useful for. And I will try to remember to point that out when we get there. So I feel like I missed something. Oh, wow, I did. Okay, so this one's glowing purple, which we've seen before. I think that means it's a better or more rare item. Get ready for it. An Arteria leaf. Oh, cool. All right, let's go ahead and go this way towards the pond. And we will find the site of grace over there, and then work our way up to the village. Right, so going down that way is the kind of that little valley that I said we would go to later. And up this way is going to be the site of grace, and I can't remember what it's called. But that tower over here, that is where we got the hand ballista. And you can see the soldier up there, someone using the larger ballista to try and take out these demi-humans, which they do. I think if we stay down here too long, they will try shooting at us as well. So, not going to hurt to grab a few extra runes. And then let's come on over here to the site of grace. We'll rest, and then we will proceed over. So let's rest, get everything filled back up. Can't level up yet. Nothing really to do with our flasks. Spells, let's take a look. I'm going to switch that one out, the Glintstone Stars, and not put on Crystal Burst because we can't use it quite yet. We still need a couple more points in intelligence to use it, so we'll get there. The flask, oh, I never put anything else in it. Stores half. This one's not bad. I don't think it's going to be super useful since I'm currently wearing the Turtle Talisman. So I'm just going to use this one. If I remember or think to use it in a boss fight, then we'll get some extra points of damage by using our charged attacks. So, all right. So let me go ahead and pin what we're going to do. So when we first came to the Weeping Peninsula, This is where the merchant was. We went down south towards Castle Morn. So instead of going through there, we're going to go over this way and up the hill and around. So let's go ahead and do that. This little pond, there's some dogs and some dragonflies, so you can take them down if you'd like. Not completely necessary, but if you want the runes, you can do it. But this one is usually worth doing because it'll be not a no. So a lot of times, I think I've pointed out the ones that have those little crucifixes, they're going to be some type of golden rune. That one just happened to be rainbow stones. So again, still worth doing, worth looking at, but you're not always going to get the greatest of items. So when you come through here, if you see the Knight Cavalry, just hop over to the site of grace and change the time of day, unless you want to fight it. We're not going to do that quite yet, but like I said, we will. Don't remember if there's any enemies in this little section of forest. This broken wall will take you out to where the where that golem was shooting at us, and I think it's close to where that golden seed was. So excuse me, I had to take out a cough there. Alright, so we just picked up a yellow ember, and we're clear for now. Let's go ahead and look at that. Another crafting item found in lands afflicted by frenzy. An ember taken from the eye socket of a corpse. Material used for crafting items. A sign that the deceased suffered from the flame of frenzy. This grape is ripened and burst. That is a disgusting description. And frenzy, aka madness, is an affliction that we're going to be coming across quite a bit. I think it's similar to bleed in the fact that once it builds up, it does a large burst of damage. I don't think that there's anything that like ticks over time like poison. However, I can't remember for sure, so I will look that up and put something on the screen so that you can know for sure, and just so that I can also know moving forward. But you will want to try and avoid enemies, or try to avoid getting hit by enemies that have yellow eyes, which is actually kind of interesting because of the item I just picked up, which is called the Eyes of Yellow. It's another crafting item in lands afflicted by frenzy. A shrub fruit bursting with ripened pulp. Grown in lands afflicted by frenzy, it's used for its pain-relieving properties, though it's also known to be a dangerous intoxicant. Yeah, I've known the name of the item, Eyes of Yellow, but I never really thought about it at the same time that I was looking at a rat that had madness or frenzy on it with yellow eyes. It's kind of funny. Okay, so I keep wandering around a little bit too much. Let's just go into the main area of this village. We're going to come across some of these villagers that are afflicted by madness. And I will actually try and let one of them attack us and cast one of their frenzy spells, because they do look pretty cool. Okay, there we go. So that is one of the frenzy spells. They look really neat. The animations are so cool. And apparently they only take one hit with the glintstone pebble. That's cool. Alright, I guess I didn't need to get on Torrent. So come on in here and we will get a shield. This one is the Flame Crest wooden shield. Didn't know you could go into the menu while that was up. And this one is a tall, medium-sized wooden shield, light for its size and easy to handle. Okay, I thought I heard a rat coming. Easy to handle, carried by soldiers of the village that is afflicted by frenzy. The yellow flame is the symbol of the affliction, serving as a warning to those who might approach the village. And it has the parry skill. Okay, this one should be another Eye of Yellow. And there is one other area. Yeah, this little cathedral thing over here. We definitely want to make sure to go in there. Because this is, I think this is another one of the churches of America. Yeah, I'll just use magic. There's quite a few of these frenzied rats, and there's also one of the large ones in there, so be very careful. They can cast, not cast, but curse you with madness. Okay. Sure, why not? Let's just use a magic grease. Hiya! Alright, so there's the frenzy madness buildup. If that builds up too quickly or all the way up, then we would take a large amount of damage. And it looks like we may have gotten a rune arc here because that's purple. We did. Let's go ahead and read that one. Okay, it grants the blessing of an equipped great rune upon use. A shard of the shattered Elden ring grants the blessing of an equipped great rune upon use. Even if no great rune is equipped, it will slightly increase maximum HP upon use. The lower arc of the Elden ring is held to be in the basin in which its blessings pool. Perhaps this shard originates from that very arc. Interesting. So if we were to use the rune arc right now, basically it would fully heal us and it would increase the amount of hit points that we have. So if we look at status, right now we have 547 maximum. That would increase it to, I don't know, like 600 or 650. It's a percentage, so very cool item. And we also picked up the Flame of Frenzy, which is the spell we saw the villagers casting. Emits a burst of yellow flame of frenzy from the eyes. Requires 16 points in faith. An incantation originating from the maddening three fingers. Causes the yellow flame of frenzy to burst forth from the caster's eyes. Charging increases the range of the burst. The flame of frenzy deals damage and causes buildup of madness. This incantation also causes buildup of madness in the caster and is only effective against tarnished. So casting the spell will cause madness buildup in your character, which is the tarnished. So I guess if other people like the villagers are using it, then they don't increase madness. So I think that's what it means. So we got another sacred tear. I can't remember. Yeah, we did read that one. So those two items you definitely want to get, the sacred tear and the Flame of Frenzy spell. The shield is pretty cool too. I don't know how useful it is compared to other shields in the game, but I think the brass shield is one of the best medium ones, so I would guess that that wooden shield is not going to be super effective. But that's just my guess. If you want, because you like the looks of it, then use it. Alright, get some more Eyes of Yellow. And if we kind of hug this cliffside, around its curve this way, there should be another site of grace up here. Yeah. So if we go into this one, it should give us the name of the village, which I think it did pop up. It is called the Ailing Village. Yeah, the Ailing Village outskirts. So let's go ahead and use the Sacred Tear. The next one should require 2, so that'll be a little while before we get that. All right, so we are doing good. Let's take a look at the map here and look at my notes. The next thing that I was planning to do was actually, I think I have just enough time to do it. So from here, we're just going to kind of follow the side path here over to this canyon. There's an upper section that we're going to fall down onto and get another spell. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And then that's where we will finish the episode. And then I will take a look at my notes and practice and stuff and figure out what we're going to do following that. That was close. It's okay if you fall there, you can always come back up. Alright, so this is where we're going to go. There is a scarab down there that we want to try to get. But also be careful because there are a lot of bats in this area. Underneath these tombstones that we can fall from. Dude, don't even think about it, man. You jerk. Alright. Let's try this again. We'll fall down. Just kind of looking both ways to see if it's safe to cross the road and not get attacked by bats. So there's one there. There is another one there. And the field is, geez, I was about to say radioactive, but there's more of that Folger bloom down there. Which will attract lightning. So you can get hit by it. It does kind of stun you. It does a little bit of damage. It's not terrible. I'm just going to keep using Glintstone Pebble. I really hope I don't take too much damage falling. That's fine. And this area is very easy to die in if you get surrounded by all of these freaking bats and get stun locked to death. Maybe I should use Glintstone Arc. God, I hate all of you. I hate all of you. You are all the bane of my existence. Die. Oh, no. I think I may have actually killed a couple of them. Oh god, damn it. Alright, well, so be it. We'll make our way back down here and pick up our stuff and see if we can get the scarab. Not how I wanted to get the end of my episode, but whatever. It happens. Especially down there. That place is very tough. I know that there's got to be a different way to enter that area so that you don't get swarmed and surrounded. Oh, golden one too. That's good. Alright, so I'll see if I can fall down a different way maybe. Let's try this. And this. That's gonna kill me. God dang it, I just lost all of the runes that I had before, which was like 2,000 or 3,000. Alright, I'm gonna try getting down there one more time, and if that doesn't work, then I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably just end the episode and try again next time. So, I will... That's close enough. I was gonna say I'd just cut it out up until the point that I dropped down, but we're close enough that I'll just show my failure one more time. Alright, glintstone pebble. There's that. We picked up a whole whopping 1 rune. Oh, on this side. Maybe this side is better. Whatever. Let's try it. That was much better. Okay. Oh, dude. Whoa, no. Oh, this is a terrible start. Oh, dude, get off of me. Quit locking onto that. Heal. Alright. So, we might be able to do a trick here. Okay, so the scarab is still there. See if I can get both of them. Did I get them both? I did. And the scarab is on the other side, so I'm gonna sneak. Good, good, good. Okay, so we got lightning strike. And I want to pick up some of the Fulgur Bloom. Looks like that bat has golden eyes. If you see an enemy with golden eyes, it means that you're going to get more runes when you kill them. So we just got our flasks refilled, which means that we killed all of the enemies in that area. So yeah, maybe start by coming down on this side rather than down the middle. That did not work out well for me, but I'm glad I got the item. You're better off fast traveling out of here rather than trying to drop, because you're just gonna end up dying. So let's go ahead and travel up here to the alien village outskirts. I'm gonna end the episode here and figure out what I'm gonna do next time before I record. So thank you again for joining me, and I will see you next time.